Property. In science and everyday life, a property is a characteristic or attribute of a substance or object that can be observed or measured. Properties can be physical, chemical, or biological. Physical properties are characteristics of a substance or object that can be observed without changing the substance or object's chemical identity. Examples of physical properties include color, odor, density, melting point, boiling point, and conductivity. Chemical properties are characteristics of a substance that describe how it interacts with other substances, and how it can undergo chemical reactions or transformations. Examples of chemical properties include flammability, reactivity, and the ability to rust. Biological properties are characteristics of living organisms or systems that are related to their life processes and functions. Examples of biological properties include growth, reproduction, metabolism, and response to stimuli. Properties can also be classified as intensive or extensive. Intensive properties do not depend on the amount or size of the substance, such as temperature or density, while extensive properties do depend on the amount or size of the substance, such as mass or volume. Understanding the properties of substances and objects is important in many fields, including chemistry, physics, materials science, and engineering. Properties can be used to identify and classify substances, to predict their behavior under different conditions, and to design new materials and products with specific properties. Physical property. Physical properties are characteristics of a substance or object that can be observed or measured without changing the substance's chemical identity. Some examples of physical properties include color, the visible appearance of a substance or object under normal conditions of light. Odor, the characteristic smell of a substance. Density, the amount of mass per unit volume of a substance. Melting point, the temperature at which a solid substance changes to a liquid state. Boiling point, the temperature at which a liquid substance changes to a gaseous state. Solubility, the ability of a substance to dissolve in a solvent. Viscosity, the resistance of a fluid to flow. Hardness, the resistance of a solid substance to indentation or scratching. Conductivity, the ability of a substance to conduct electricity or heat. Magnetism, the ability of a substance to be attracted by a magnetic field. Physical properties are important in many fields, such as chemistry, physics, and engineering, as they help to identify and classify substances and materials, and to predict their behavior under different conditions. Chemical property. Chemical properties are characteristics of a substance that describe how it interacts with other substances, and how it can undergo chemical reactions or transformations. Some examples of chemical properties include flammability, the ability of a substance to ignite and burn in the presence of oxygen. Reactivity, the ability of a substance to react with other substances to form new products. Oxidation state, the ability of a substance to gain or lose electrons in a chemical reaction. pH, the acidity or basicity of a substance, measured on a scale from 0 to 14. Stability, the ability of a substance to resist chemical change or degradation. Toxicity, the ability of a substance to cause harm or damage to living organisms. Corrosivity, the ability of a substance to cause corrosion or degradation of materials. Polymerization, the ability of a substance to combine with itself to form larger molecules. Chemical properties are important in many fields, such as chemistry, biochemistry, and environmental science, as they help to understand how substances interact with each other and with the environment. Chemical properties also play a key role in the design and development of new materials and products, as well as in the assessment of their potential risks and hazards. Biological property. Biological properties are characteristics of living organisms or systems that are related to their life processes and functions. Some examples of biological properties include growth, the process of increasing in size, mass, or number of cells. Reproduction, the ability of an organism to produce offspring. Metabolism, the sum of all the chemical reactions that occur within an organism, including the conversion of food into energy and the elimination of waste. Response to stimuli, the ability of an organism to respond to changes in its environment, such as light, temperature, or sound. Homeostasis, the ability of an organism to maintain a stable internal environment, despite changes in the external environment. Adaptation, the ability of an organism to adjust to changes in its environment over time. Evolution, the process of gradual change in the genetic makeup of a population over generations. Biological properties are important in many fields, such as biology, ecology, and medicine, as they help to understand how living organisms function, evolve, and interact with each other and with the environment. Biological properties also play a key role in the development of new medicines, therapies, and technologies that aim to improve human health and well-being.